Hey, this is Mark, and in this video I want to talk about when autism and ADHD collide and why these marriages have double the communication hurdles. Have you ever wondered why communication in an AuDHD marriage, that's a marriage where one or both partners have autism and ADHD, can feel like trying to translate two completely different languages at the same time? So if you're married to someone with AuDHD, or you have autism and ADHD traits, you're navigating a relationship dynamic where routine meets impulsivity, alexithymia meets emotional intensity, and a need for predictability meets a brain that thrives on novelty. Whew. And that combination can create double the misunderstandings even when both partners have good intentions. So today I'm going to break this down in a way that finally makes sense and then give you specific communication scripts you can start using today in your AuDHD marriage. So let's get to it. AuDHD describes people who have both autism and ADHD traits. Now, on their own, each comes with unique communication patterns. But when they stack on top of each other, you get a relationship dynamic where the autistic side wants order, clarity, routine, and directness. But the ADHD side brings impulsivity, scattered attention, emotional swings, and bursts of hyperfocus. Now, this doesn't mean that one partner is too much and the other is too rigid, but it does mean the marriage is running two operating systems simultaneously. One operating system says, please don't change the plan without warning. The other operating system says, I didn't even realize I changed the plan until after I did. And both operating systems are telling the truth. Now, there are two big communication barriers in the AuDHD marriage that most couples don't understand. Number one, alexithymia. The feelings are there, but the words are missing. Most autistic adults, and many ADHD adults as well, struggle with identifying, labeling, or expressing emotions. Now, it's not that the person doesn't care, it's that the translation system between internal experience and spoken languages glitches. So the NT partner may ask, how do you feel about what I just said? And the AuDHD partner is thinking, honestly, don't know yet. Give me a minute to decode it. And that delay is often interpreted by the NT spouse as coldness, avoidance, shutting down, not caring, etc. But in reality, the AuDHD person is overwhelmed by too many emotions or none they can name. Second barrier, the routine versus impulsivity collision. This is a core communication struggle when autism and ADHD traits overlap. The autistic need for certainty and predictability collides with the ADHD style of rapid decision-making, impulsive changes, forgetting agreements, intense emotional outbursts, and starting things before thinking through the consequences. Imagine this scenario. The ASD side says, please tell me before you make changes. And the ADHD side responds, I will. But then the ADHD brain hits action mode and boom, something changes before awareness catches up. This results in a partner who feels constantly blindsided and a partner who feels constantly misunderstood. It's not a moral failure. It's not a lack of love. It's just neurobiology. Now, in AuDHD marriages, communication does not improve by guessing what the other person meant. It improves through explicit rules. Think of these not as restrictions, but as access ramps that allow each partner to understand the other. So here are the three most important communication rules for AuDHD couples. Rule number one, state before you feel. Alexithymia makes emotional processing slow, so don't start with feelings, start with data, not interpretation. Here's your script. Something about the situation is affecting me, but I'm not sure how I feel yet. I need a little time to identify it. So can we come back in about 10 minutes or so? So that script removes pressure and prevents shutdown or emotional overwhelm. Rule number two, announce transitions out loud. ADHD brains shift gears quickly. Autistic partners don't. So adopt the habit of verbalizing transitions before doing them. Here's your script. I'm about to switch tasks. I want to let you know so it doesn't feel sudden. And you would be amazed how this one line reduces conflict by a good 70%. Rule number three, assume confusion, not intention. Instead of assuming the partner meant to ignore your emotional needs or meant to break the routine, assume a neurological misfire. Because 95% of the time, that's exactly what's going on. And here's your script. I don't think you were trying to upset me. I think our brains are just handling this differently. So let's walk through what happened. And this reduces defensiveness instantly. Now let's look at 5 communication scripts couples can use word for word. Use them during conflicts, misunderstandings, or emotional overwhelm. Script number 1. This is for when emotions are hard to identify. And you can say, something's happening inside of me. I'm not sure what it is, but I want you to know I'm working on naming it. Script number 2. This is when ADHD impulsivity causes a sudden change. And you can say, okay, I shifted gears without realizing it. I know that probably felt abrupt, but here's what's happening inside of my head. Script number 3. This is when the ASD partner needs predictability. And you can say, before you make a change, even a small one, I need a quick heads up so my brain doesn't go into panic mode. Script 4. When conversation becomes overwhelming, you can say, I want to keep talking, but I'm getting overloaded. Can we take a 5-minute pause and come back calmer? Script 5. This is when both partners want to repair. You can say, I care about us. Let's slow down, reset, and talk through this like 2 people on the same team. Now, these scripts give both partners words to use when words feel impossible, structure when the moment feels chaotic, and clarity when communication breaks down. Now, on a final note, AuDHD marriages are not broken, but they're very complex. So when autism's need for consistency meets ADHD's spontaneity, you don't get dysfunction. You get a marriage that needs a manual written in both languages. And when you understand how these 2 wiring patterns collide and complement each other, communication becomes not only possible, but predictable, stable, and deeply connecting. So if this spoke to you, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear that their marriage is not doomed, just neurodiverse. I'm Mark Hutton. Thanks for watching. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you.